Last time on Rage Quit.
Mom! Mom! I did it!
What the hell you screaming at, son? It's old poltergeist on the Carolina.
Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater. Interior crocodile alligator.
I'm gonna go with Twisted Metal because that kind of came with my PlayStation 2. I don't know. I just put a lot of hours in that game. Like, spent a lot of time just dicking around, driving around, like not even playing the game, just driving around, shooting stuff.
Yeah. Man, like, those games were pretty cool. They had, like, a childish vibe to them. And then Twat came out.
Oh, man, that so gory and, like, crazy.
That game scared the absolute dog shit out of me.
I don't know. I just miss Sweet Tooth and, like, Outlaw and stuff like that.
That one dude in black.
Gave me nightmares.
Twisted Metal Black, his name was No Face. He drove the Crazy 8 car. And, like, his eyes and mouth were sewed shut. So I don't know how the hell he could drive a car.
Like Ricky Bobby.
Like, I don't know how the hell he could drive a car if his eyes and mouth were sewed shut. But not only that, but you find out in the second cutscene that the guy was a boxer or whatever, and he lost a fight, and the doctor that was patching him up, he had a lot of money riding on him or whatever. So the doctor got all pissed off and took his eyes out and cut his tongue off, and then sewed up his eyes and mouth. So his whole thing was he was going to race, or he was going to do the Twisted Metal thing to where he could get his wish to get that doctor to punch him in the face with a boxing glove with like scalpels like duct taped to it. It was really cool concept, but that dude scared the hell out of me.
I always love Twisted Metal. It had Dracula.
That song
fucking hurts.
Like, whenever Dad was running the SCWA wrestling shows in Hazelhurst, and everybody, it was late 90s, early 2000s, and everybody wanted to use that song for their entrance music. It just became this running joke, like, oh, he's using Dracula as his entrance music. He must be pretty badass. And then they all sucked. Couldn't even do a hip toss right. Phalix, what's your next one?
X.
What are you talking on, a fucking toaster, Alex?
Do what now?
There he is.
What's your next?
What's your number 3, man?
My number 3 would have to be, I'd say Conker's Bad Fur Day. Dude, when I first played that game, I was like completely. It was like, all right, when you see it and you play it, you're like, oh, this is gonna be a kid's game.
No.
And then like,
no, it's very adult.
Like,
that was like one of the first rated M games. 64.
Yeah, I loved the fact that they had the Clockwork Orange theme into it, like at the beginning of it, where he's drinking the milk. That, like, it immediately caught my attention, and like you have to fight at one part of the game. You got to fight this giant turd.
Yeah, you got to fight.
And like
you got to
throw toilet
fight
paper at
a
him.
big piece of shit.
Great Mighty Pooh. I am the Great Mighty Pooh, and I am going to throw my shit at you.
That was one of the few rated M games for the 64, and that was up there with like Mortal Kombat 4,
And it's weird because it felt like Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong, but there's like alcohol and tobacco and all kinds of crazy dumb crap in the game.
Banjo-Kazooie was the greatest fucking 64 game other than Mario 64.
Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie will always. I still got that game too. I got that game in the living room.
I wish I could relate more. The 64, I never got one, like, as a kid, and that was like one of the consoles I wanted really bad. Number 2.
I'm gonna go with Mass Effect 2.
Oh yeah.
Mass Effect 2 was the greatest Mass Effect game. It was just like a movie. Like, I mean, even in, like, whenever you select your difficulty at the beginning of the game, like, if you choose the easiest difficulty, it's like, listen, it's gonna be like a movie. The story was excellent. They streamlined a lot of things from Mass Effect 1, which I think was awesome. They took the Mako out, which the Mako was as cool as AIDS anyway. I hated that. I hated the Mako. And then, like, that was one of the games where downloadable content didn't hinder the game. Except for that one, it was called Firewalker, and you downloaded it, and you were in the fucking Mako again. And you were on this like, surface of a planet that was about to explode or something like that. But the Mako, Mako is the Jar Jar of like, I hate games where I have to drive.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Especially with like a heavy narrative like that one, like Batman Arkham Knight.
Dude, they made you use that stupid vehicle like over and over and over again. You're like, I'm tired of doing this. Let me punch people and do other shit.
Like Arkham Knight, like the game has such a good narrative, but you're stuck in the Batmobile for 90% of the game. Like, what the fuck are you even like? What's the point? Like, I had to uninstall it after playing it for like 30 minutes because I was just fed up with the Batmobile.
The Mass Effect 2 had a huge hype though, and they delivered. They're pretty hard. Did you get it on Xbox?
Got it for like $20, like the day after it came out.
Nice. I remember it came out in like 2010 on Xbox, and they were like, "Screw UPS, like you don't get it until the next year," kind of thing.
Miller, what's yours?
I was gonna say Street Fighter 3, but I think I like Street Fighter 2 with a Genesis. I'm gonna kick it Street Fighter 2. I played ungodly amounts of hours playing that. My brothers had a Genesis when I was growing up, and like going over and playing that like all the time was crazy.
Yeah. So like with me, like the first game I ever played was Mortal Kombat. So I was Mortal Kombat from the start, and I didn't even know anything about Street Fighter until I was like 9.
Well, Street Fighter didn't even come out. Well, Street Fighter 2, when I knew about, didn't come out until we were like 5 or 6,
So, like,
anyways.
yeah. I don't know. There's always this like internal struggle like between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Yeah, I feel like Mortal Kombat series like dominates now.
Yeah. Except for like Marvel vs. Capcom or something, I feel like those games are better. Phallic's fucking disconnected.
Of course he did.
He'll come back. He's eating. I reckon he'll just catch up.
Maybe.
I know Ken and Ryu were exactly the same.
The same character, yeah. But I liked after you beat Bison at the end, play as him.
Yeah, Bison. I like Bison.
And
Actually, the funny thing about Street Fighter is
and he's back.
that was one of the last games that I actually got to play. Like my cousin Matt, he didn't have it always, but when he got like 10 years old, it kind of started slowly taking him. He has Asperger's disease, which is a form of autism.
Yeah.
And me and him, before he, basically got autistic, that's what me and him played all the time. Yeah. And connected over that and bonded over that. And I remember teaching him how to do, he's like 5 or 6 years older than me, but like I knew more about video games than he did, so he'd always want to play video games with me when we came over and stuff like that. And we just always, every Sunday my grandma would cook dinner and we'd go over there and we'd play Street Fighter and Super Mario World and we'd eat and stuff like that. And Super Mario now, like, can't even talk like 3-year-old of mine.
I remember, like, this is the first time I really ever like heard stories about like blind people playing like Street Fighter and stuff like that, because they would get so accustomed to hearing the noises and sounds and like straight just whoop ass on like anybody that played them.
Street Fighter 2, is that the one where you beat the shit out of a car?
No.
that was on first one.
Yeah, I guess that was the first one. I love beating the shit out of that car.
It was like a bonus game.
Yeah.
It was the test your might of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And then, like, what, you get to beat up, like, a helicopter, too, right? Something
yeah,
like
you had to do that jump uppercut thing with, like, Ryu or something like that.
Yeah, you had to just destroy
Sagat, or whatever.
Oh, Sagat.
He had it, too. He had that movie. Something uppercut. Hurry up, uppercut!
Yeah.
I remember.
Hadouken!
Yeah.
Hadouken!
He was like the dart.
Yeah, everybody had the same fucking moves between them three. Like, there was... Akuman just looked...
Ryu, Ken. I actually watched the Street Fighter, not the movie, but the cartoon. They had a Street Fighter series that came out, and it was actually pretty cool.
Was it
like
as good as the
I enjoyed
Super Mario
it.
series?
Nah, it was way better.
I actually got I have some comics. So I have the number 0 and number 1 and 2 Street Fighter
I didn't even
comics.
know they had a fucking comic.
Yeah, they only made like 2,000 of each one. They actually came with the certificate of authenticity too. It's pretty nice.
Oh, you
special. I am, dude. I'm very proud of those.
Do you have the fucking Death of Superman though?
No, I don't. Kind of a big deal. Kind of don't want to spend $200 to get a comic.
My number 2 is, I don't know. It's a newer game. A lot of these we've been naming off been kind of retro, but this game, it came out, I want to say 2016 or 2015. But it's The Witcher 3. First played it on, I played The Witcher 2. Like, they had The Witcher, The first one, I want to say it was on. It wasn't on like a 360. I want to say it was Xbox, PlayStation 2. I want to say now me on that. It might have been on PS3, Xbox 360, but I never. But I started off with The Witcher 2. I found it at a pawn shop. You know, so I picked it up, and it was. I mean, it was a solid game. But Witcher 3 came out. It was like it's kind of like Fable. It's like Fable meets it's like Fable meets Zelda, kind of is what it reminds me. But you know your character is Geralt of Rivia. He's a Witcher. They basically, when he was little, he was an orphan, and he got taken into the school. They make human children into Witchers, and they actually get to go through mutagens. They get mutated, so he's got like cat eyes, and like they have senses where they got super smell, and they're very well in tracking, and like basically the story behind The Witcher is like there's an alignment of all the planets, and it opened up a portal to the other side of the world, and that's where like necrophages and shriekers and
spoiler alert,
supernatural. Yeah, spoiler alert.
In case Duncan hasn't played it yet.
I have not played it yet. Fuck you.
It's definitely. I mean, it's not like that's not like the intro to the game. The very first cutscene is them telling you where magic came from, how werewolves got to this good stuff. I mean, it's a solid game all around. Like you get diagrams to craft armor, and like there's hard like shit you actually have to work your ass off to get. It's worth getting. And then they got fun stuff like Gwent. It's a card game, kind of like Magic.
Lint?
You can play that in Gwent, like GWENT.
Oh, I thought you meant like lint, like I'm giving up chocolate for a week or something.
No, it's called Gwent.
I thought you meant like lint, like clean out your lint trap. Your washing.
No. And then like they got horse races on there and stuff like that. So there's really cool like side missions.
Yeah.
Like you got your main story mission. You got your secondary missions, and then you got your Witcher contracts. And so like there's notice boards in different parts, the cities, and if you go to those notice boards, you pick up contracts from people, and say like there's a woman who has drowners, which is like water-based demon creatures. Like she has drowners in her basement, and she wants you to go in and take care of them. She'll pay you a certain fee to do that, which that's a Witcher's code. They won't. If they do work, it's for money. Yeah. So you can haggle with her on how much. Like if you think the price is too low, you can get more money out of her for it and stuff. It's just a really really good game. Like I'm still playing it. I beat it once, but I didn't do all the side quests, and I regretted it because there's a lot of, and they got DLC and shit out for it. I've never played none of the DLC too soon.
I went to college, guy, and he swears by the game. He loves it too. I don't know. I got into Fallout 4 when about the same time Witcher came out.
I actually didn't enjoy Fallout 4 as much as I enjoyed Fallout 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Alex, you turned into a robot.
That's my.
I am a robot.
Wi-Fi jetpack, so don't judge me.
Oh, Wi-Fi jetpack.
On that Walmart internet, baby.
Nah, shit, boy. I got this shit from Page Plus, cuh.
Get my internet off a CD, boy. I get a doo-doo service out here.
What's your number one?
My number one.
Yeah, drum roll. Drum roll. Hit him with a drum roll.
Honorable mention, though, would be, and this isn't my number one, but it's ones that were going to be there, like Ocarina of Time and Super Smash Bros. Stuff like that. No, but number one to me is Mario 64.
Yeah. It's amazing. I didn't even have a 64, and I played that game a lot. So.
Yeah, like
I got that. I still got that. Mario 64 was the first game that I got for the 64.
How many times did you try to fucking run at the you tried to beat the game early and run toward that big ass door that Bowser was at,
and the stairs were just endless.
Like you tried to charge at that door, but then the floor just fell out from under you.
The stairs were endless,
and then you lose a life.
You know what? Actually, come to think of it, now that I'm thinking about that game was kind of hard. Like towards that water level.
Yeah.
Like
any water level.
Which is with any fucking game that has a water temple or a water level.
Yeah.
Which it'll bring, when we get back to me on my number. The water level were like you had to lower and raise the water and all that shit, and you gotta try to get all the That shit was that level, and I think the desert, like where
Desert
tornadoes,
Level's a bitch.
pyramid. That shit sucked. Yes, and you had to catch that kangaroo to get the star from him.
Yeah.
I don't like the snow levels in Mario 64 because like you always hit these ice patches and then like it glitches
Off
you
the
out and
side.
throws you off the side of
the
them.
first, the penguin race.
That penguin
I
race was
fucking
awesome.
hated that penguin race.
Well, it's like
The
the
first
spot.
10 times. Yeah, I know it's a shortcut,
Yeah,
but
there's a
whenever you
shortcut.
take that shortcut while you race the big penguin, you can't take that shortcut. It won't give you the star for it.
Oh,
She's like, "Oh, you cheated," and blah blah blah. But I mean, I liked it after I figured out the secrets. Like figured out the map, the track. It
Yeah.
was fun. But like the first 10 times, I just kept falling off. And fuck this goddamn blue ass penguin.
Stupid hard.
I mean,
it's like
cool.
it's like every Mario game though. It's gonna be just trial and error and
Yeah.
keep doing it until you
Well,
figure it out.
Miller, what's your number one?
I guess since we're on the Mario binge, gonna say Super Mario 3. That game
Raccoon
just
Tail.
yeah
Mario 3.
that game
Was it
changed
a canoe?
Mario for me.
What was it called? Is it a canoe?
The Kanuki Leaf or whatever.
Yeah, canoe.
That was
Yeah.
That was the first Mario game I actually.
Yeah, same. Well, I beat
I can
one
put
because
that-
my brother was
I can
like
get-
stupid good at it, but
That's
Like-
another game you can get to the final world in like 4 minutes. Like the third stage, you can there's a gray block you stand on and you hold down and it falls behind the map, and that's where you get the first whistle. And then that first castle, you fly up after you jump on the skelly, you fly up, and then you run all the way to the right and you up, and that's the second whistle. And then the third whistle, fuck, I can't remember. Actually, I think all you need is the 2 whistles. You get both the whistles, it takes you to the second world. It's the second.
I don't know, that game just
And
redefined Mario for
did
me.
you
though.
realize that the whistles, what it plays tune from Zelda. Like the Hyrule theme.
That should have been Super Mario 2.
Yeah, 2 was garbage.
No, two was a reskin of a Japanese game.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
why.
It was just a reskin, and actually Super Mario 3 came out in Japan in '88.
Yeah, it didn't come out here until like 1990 or
Yeah, it
something.
didn't come out here until like 1990, 1991, something like that, because they were just holding it. But they made such a big advancement in such a short amount of time from 1985's for Super Mario to 1988 with Super Mario 3. It was almost like night and day.
Well, I mean, the whole like checkpoint scheme of like, you died in like World 10 in like the first Mario, you had to start over, like all the way back at World 1-1 again, and like so if you actually finished the world, then you die. As long as you left your console on, you could still pick right back up there and just blow through levels again. Keep doing it until you beat it.
Super Mario
So-
3 calls for a lot of burn up consoles. Like they would just leave them on all the time.
Yeah. They I mean the levels were short and like fast. They were doable. They were hard but doable. Like if you did it enough times, you could beat the game. Problem. I don't know. It was just the most solid game
It was.
ever.
I got Mario All Stars, so play
All-Stars
that.
is cool.
It's got the Mario 1 and then Mario 2 and Mario 3 and then the Lost Levels and shit.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the Lost Levels.
I actually
was
have-
fun.
I actually have 2 copies of the Super.
They have an emulator on my Wii U, and you can buy the old games.
Yeah, I got that.
Play
on
'em.
my DS.
Hell yeah.
So I'm probably gonna buy Mario 3 sometime. I mean, it's only like $6 or something like that, anyways.
Yeah. Hey, do they have Game Boy ports on the Wii U?
Not sure.
If they
I know
do,
you
Got
can
GameCube.
Yeah, they got
you can
all-
plug in GameCube like stuff.
Luigi's Mansion. That was my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers Melee was really.
Oh, I love that. I want to see if they're gonna do with the Switch.
Yeah, there has to be a Smash release.
Which brings me to my number 1 all-time greatest fucking game. And well, I dare say series, but there's hit and miss on some.
Yeah.
The Legend.